Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And going through the channel, you may see the other away team videos I have done. I did show I've done so many videos, I think I can keep them all straight. At least one, maybe two. I think the one was the kind of strategy I kind of go through leading up to the refresh that happens around dinner time, at least for Eastern Standard Time Zone people, and maybe which OA team missions I run. Now, I'm going to do somewhat of an update because things change. You go up in levels, and you maybe want something different as a reward. Or then, let's say, something else. Or some things get kind of phased out. Like, say, the Talios Refinery, for me, has phased out every away team mission that is Borg related. Any away team trait that is Borg related, I would say do not go after. Any reward from an away team mission that is Borg related, such as nanoprobes, I would say do not go after. Now, use a Borg officer, like, say, trying to think, really the only Borg officer I really use right now is 10 of 11 and his minor ability, which you will see in a few minutes. I will use it on this one. And I think one of the main focuses today will be more centered around the traits and maybe some suggestions I can try to give you. It is tough because I have kind of grown, and some things that were useful to me in certain ways are not the same, and things have changed. Here are your XP traits right here. I think this is the main source, at least for me anyway. I don't exactly know how many you're getting per chest at some of these lower levels, but as you can see, I do have 100 million of this credit here, so I do double chests regularly. So that's 8,000 XP traits a day for me. But you want to figure out how to consistently pull this chest. If you can't do a double chest, that's fine, but you do want to consistently pull this chest. So that is the main source of your XP traits. There is a daily, but it's not that much. Alright, let's see. I think everybody is going to focus on these faction away teams, and that's fine. By all means, please do. With the addition of the G5 Armada chests, so really for a 50 and up player, I don't think some of you, let's say 45s out there, have those G5 Armada chests, so getting more than 3,000 a day faction credit is probably pretty good to you. But to me, I don't think it's... Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, because of the way I have set up the officers I use, I do them a lot, especially the Romulan one. Notice the officers here. But I get way more faction credit from the G5 Armadas, so it's not too big a deal if I don't do one. Yes, I do have Sela. I do have a max Sela. Part of that is because of her leader trait that is also maxed. And yes, I have a max Gary Mitchell. Part of that is because of his trait Tactical, which the tactical trait is on several other officers and is very useful. He's most useful in this one because he gets more points over here in this little multiplier. And here I have Mara, relatively useless officer. I mean, her ability does work, but it's very small, so doesn't do a whole lot. And what she brings to the table is warrior and manipulative, which, as you can see, having all those traits maxed gives me 100% critical hit chance, which is fantastic. Yes, now I know it's weird. I know it's weird having a Romulan, a Federation guy, and a Klingon on the Romulan credit mission, but it is something here. I don't really like the Klingon one as much because Gorkon is the best officer, and I don't really like being without Gorkon. I do not do the the Federation credit thing because I don't care about the Federation. I hate them. Carol Marcus is one of the best, probably the best officer for this Federation faction credit. But it's something that you're going to have to try to plan for. And no, I can't show you right now because, well, if the Romulan one comes up again, then I can absolutely show you. Because back in the day, I put all the traits on Charvinic. And yes, of course it didn't give me the, so I can't show you. Well, if I can find Charvinic in one of these things somehow, I can show that to you. This is another one that I do all the time. Oh, see, here we go. Got my wish. I didn't really explain the Platinum one, but, however, as you can see, I put all the traits on Charvinic. Now, yes, because she is health-centric, she is better, but I want to use Charvinic. And that is part of why I say make sure you're doing that Jem'Hadar chest a lot, because changing what officer you primarily use on a away team mission will get easier the more trait XP you have. But it is something to be cognizant of. You most likely will not be able to plan perfectly and always be able to use the same officers on every away team mission because there will be needs elsewhere. But for the most part, Sela, Mitchell, Mar are not used anywhere else, which is the real reason why I like using them. Yeah, and I did miss it, but as you can see, the Latinum one that I used, I did use Eurydice. Now, I know everybody thinks that being 50 plus and you get shit tons and shit tons of Latinum. Well, yes, that is true, but we also need to use shit tons and shit tons of Latinum. Especially, maybe not this isn't just exclusive to 50 plus, but with all these specialty ships. Cerrito, Defiant, Talios. Though the Talios you can grind out because it is more of a grind ship. But Titan and what's this dumbass Latinum mining ship? Devor Fisha and what are the Voyager and the Monavine? At high tiers and high levels, they can get up there. They can get up there in amount of ship XP that you need. Do you really want to grind out 5 million ship XP for one level? Because I sure as hell don't. I don't. So, Latinum. And I use Eurydice, Riker, and I don't even know where to even find telepathic girl. What the hell's her name? Troy. Deanna Troy. And that gets me all the traits for that Latinum away team mission. Hit pretty good on it. Something else that has changed this mission. One is because G5 ships are not in the away team store, I don't do it as much as I used to. Mainly now when I'm pulling out of there, what am I pulling? The Federation battleship, the Newton. And the Newton really is just to finish off that triangle, and really is a material dump because I have so much uncommon G4 that I have no use for, which is kind of lame. At one time, I was using a crew maybe like this, or maybe that. So that's who I put the traits on. And you can see, yeah, Honor Guard Worf, I put traits on Honor Guard Worf. Because with the strike team, what was the point, you know? I mean, you can get it to work. Maybe not. But Nero is something new because I stopped using Charvenik. Remember before I was using Charvenik in away team missions? So therefore I didn't want to use Nero because big time health stats, right? Now that I keep Charvenik out of away team missions, I've decided to go and use Nero. Stupid ass Microsoft telling me what to do all the time. Alright, so Nero. I don't really use him for anything else other than, this mission. But he has two of the traits which really help you to be able to get, higher crit chance percentage. But again, this is something more recently that I have added traits into. And yeah, I still have over 100,000 trait XP. I'm telling you, those chests really help in the Jem'Hadar Armadas. But it is something you will either have to try to plan expertly or just be okay with spending a lot of trait XP on the one officer here, knowing that your situation may change later on down the road and you'll have to stop using this officer to be able to use them elsewhere, and you'll just have to put the traits on another person. That really is probably the best option. The debate on whether I even still should do this one. This one I do still want to do. Especially because I don't use these people anywhere else, and it is guaranteed now, which is a huge bonus. Because it's not like I'm sending them away for a chance to get it. I'm going to get it, which is nice. This is the one I wanted to talk about as well. Okay, well, alright, we're going to wait. Yeah, I guess I thought I did. Yeah, I might as well send this shit away first. Okay. Yeah, there you go. No, there we go. There we go. It's been 30 seconds yet? Almost. Oh, that's why I didn't speed it up. I wanted to talk about it. Can I hit this button now? No. Are you fucking serious? The buttons aren't There we go. Okay, why couldn't I put the mouse cursor in the middle of the button? I had to put it on the corner? Wow. Now this has and probably always will be one of my favorite away team missions to run. Something I learned young in my career playing this game. I guess we're calling it a career or a legacy. Do research. Do research, do research, do research. Go to sleep, wake up. Play Star Trek Fleet Command, do research, do research, do research. Drive, rinse, repeat. That was terrible. I don't even know why I did that. But what do you need to do research? And to do that many researches a day? Well, you need speed ups. I actually have over 10,000 of these now. These are the 3-hour ones, and yeah, because I do this mission so often. And I noticed very early that Carol Marcus was one of the best ones to use this mission on. And again, one of them, because she does have 2 traits. And trying to target officers that have 2 of the 4 traits is probably the best strategy. Now, yes, you do want to not use officers that you want to use elsewhere, but using these officers with 2 of the 4 traits is going to allow you to critical hit more. Carol Marcus is one, and you see Geordi LaForge is the other. And yes, I have the traits on both of them. Yeah, I'm using them both on the same thing, which I'm not a huge fan of, but who the hell was my other engineer? I couldn't find my other engineer. Or I didn't even remember who the hell I put it on, so I've been using him. And then for Inventor, Scotty. Look, it's one thing that I have always needed in this game. Speed ups. And Latinum for speed ups, because that's usually what I use it for. And honestly, even when you get up to G5 territory, for some of these research and buildings, you need so much G5 common that can be hard to acquire that much. So you want to use the Latinum, and the exchange rate is not very good at all. So, okay. There we go. Wow. This is one of the systems that has not been updated since it came out, which is kind of stupid. But this game is run by stupid people. Alright, what do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, this is something else. These are huge. These away team missions that will drop uncommon materials is huge. See. Now, yes, this is like the other accelerated bioforming like I was just doing, but since the key stat is health, probably should go with Carol over Geordi. Let's go find... Oh, no. Let me go find his ship and recall him. Where is he on his ship? Yeah, he's on that ship. There are only a few of these that you can get max critical hit chance on. The faction one's for sure. And the other one, I think, is the away team one. The away team credits. I think. Get on the ship. And then engineer... Oh, there you are. Keenser. That's right. 75% isn't much, but 91 is pretty good. Of course, it's only 75% chance. That's another thing to talk about. While the common and the uncommon don't cost currency to do, the epic and the rare do, so you got to make sure you do these. Look, here's tactical again. Kumek is a good one to put on there. Joachim is another good officer, again, 2 traits. And somebody you're not going to use. They put 2 of the traits on Pawn. We're going to use Pawn, you jackass. Why did you make... You ever really wanted to punch somebody? God, I hate it when they do this shit like that. Yeah, let's give Pawn 2 of the traits. Why? Why? There are a few people with Pilot. You don't want to put it on Tom Paris. You're going to want to use Tom Paris. You're going to want to use... Well, maybe you're not going to want to use Damar anymore. Who the hell knows? Probably going to want to use Ortegas. You're probably going to want to use Chen. Maybe. I don't use Chen anymore. Both Sulus and Chen. At least Chen for me, because I'm 50 plus. I don't use Chen anymore. Who has Augment? Oh, all these assholes have Augment. They're already gone. Alright, cool. But you do want to make sure you keep an eye on that currency. you will want to spend some on these traits just to make sure you keep up that currency. This is on one of the. I hesitate to continue to do this one. Part of the reason is I spent the XP trade on him, but so I use him, especially like Gonzalez, because she's not useful for anything else. But 60,000 officer XP is 60,000 officer XP. Not that that's very much, but there's a chance to get 9,000, and it's relatively a useless slot, because even this slot in general isn't usually going to turn in anything nice. Though it could. These away team missions I'm kind of torn on, because they are 3 days. 3 days is kind of a long time. But you can see the numbers right there. Yes, the critical hit is not very high, but it is 8,000. Part of the problem is Relentless is not on the right officers. It's on like 4 officers, and the 4 officers are like what? 6 of 11, 5 of 11, Strike Team Ortegas, and I don't remember who the 4th one is. Gorkon. Heavily used officers. Didn't put the trait on anybody else. Yeah. Screw you, you bunch of jackasses. 12 million's a good amount of faction reputation. Even for 3 days. So, it is something to consider. Don't hit very often on this, but when you do, it seems like a very big bonus. Alright, I think we've run on far enough. But I will talk about this for a minute here. 50 plus, right? I'm trying to remember when these populate. I think it is 50 plus. These are, yeah, because they're worth faction intelligence. Or is that raw intelligence? Section 31 intelligence. These away teams look nice. And again, it is only something that you will see at 50 plus. My recommendation to you is to don't do these at all. Don't spend traits on officers for these away team missions specifically. If you like the trait because it has other missions, then by all means, but just don't worry about this mission at all. It's complete trash. First of all, do not spend faction intelligence on this shit. You have much better things to spend it on. Remember how I did a few superhighway videos? Well, guess what's coming in a few more days? Yeah, fully unlocking superhighways in 2 days? 3 days. I think I'll unlock it Saturday. And one of the main reasons is that's all I've been using it on. I don't use it on dumb shit like this. These alliance consumables, they're kind of nice, yes, I'm sure. If you've been in an alliance with somebody who has activated one of those building construction efficiency, it's very nice. It is. This thing is not worth it. And part of that is because there is a research, and I want to say I am somewhat close to getting to be able to do that research, and it puts the alliance consumables in one of the Exocomp pools. I want to say it's the gold button. It's under the gold button, maybe? It's not really one of the daily ones, but it is that gold chest that you can get in the Exocomp. What the hell are these called? Exocomps. In that tab. But this is just garbage. Especially 3,300 Section 31 intelligence. Okay, so it costs you 6,600 raw intelligence. That's about a day's worth. That's your reward for a day on one mission that you may or may not actually get the reward you want for. Who the hell would do this? Not me, and I do not recommend that you do this. Alright, let's get out of here. Somewhat of an ad-lib video. It was kind of a request. I have tried to focus a little differently than what some of the other videos I've done are. Really trying to explain to you that you really want to find that good source of income for your trait XP. I say it's in the Jem'Hadar Uncommon Chess Pool. You got to figure out how to do that regularly, and therefore get a regularly... I get 8,000 every 2 days? That's a lot. Now, it might be a little less for you, but you're still going to want to do it. But with that being said, you will have enough trait XP to spend on these away team missions that you want to do now, and sometime in the future, maybe that will change. It'll help you deal with that, because it can be kind of hard. Oh, I spent all this trait XP on this officer for this mission, and now I don't want to. Now what do I do? Well, it is kind of just the way it goes. Comment below, what was your favorite officer to put traits on because of what away team mission it was for you that you do heavily now, or that you really like to do heavily? Do you have any advice for, let's say, maybe a new player, maybe a player that's struggling with away teams and away team traits that you would like to share with them? Be sure to like and subscribe. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.